Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to show you how to take your Midjourney image and turn it into a 3D photo on Facebook. So here's an example of what I mean here. Let me get my mouse and move it over, and as you can see the head moves around, and as I scroll up, scroll down, the head tilts with the angle. It's quite a nice effect, and you'd be surprised how easy this is to do. No 3D skills are required. However, you will require some image editing software. Right, so let's get straight into how to do this. First of all, you need to generate your alien. So it doesn't have to be an alien, it could be anything, but try and start with a simple object first. So here we are, I typed in an alien's head, DSLR camera photo. This is to give it a photorealistic sort of quality. AR 2:3, the aspect ratio, and then the quality is high, and the stylization is low. So this gives me a highly photorealistic image, and I looked at a few, but most of them had parts cropped out, so the head's missing, the top of the head or the sides are missing. This one caught the entire head, so this is the one that I wanted to use. I suppose this one would have done okay as well, but I thought this one looked more like your traditional grey alien. So down here we've got the big one. You right click, you save your image, and you save it locally to your computer. The next thing to do is to load up Photoshop. You don't have to use Photoshop, you can use any editing software. It doesn't have to be any 3D software in there, so GIMP would do. You might even be able to do this in Microsoft Paint, although I thoroughly wouldn't recommend it. So if you don't have the money to pay for Photoshop, download GIMP, it's free. And you'll probably have to do some investigation on how to do this and make this, but it's quite possible. So what you want to achieve is you want to create a depth map. So the first thing, let me show you what the end result is going to be. You want to create something that looks like this, and no you don't, you want to create something that looks like this. So the lighter the part of the image, the further forward it is in the projection, and the darker the image, the further back it is. So the background completely black, and the foreground varying shades of white and grey. So how did I achieve this? And what I did is I created a new layer, and it sits above the alien face layer. Lock the alien face layer so that you don't mess with it, and then go up one layer. Now I've actually got a stylus and a pen, which makes life a whole lot easier for me. But what you want to do is, I find that it's easier to work with black first of all and invert it. So I load up my brush, I should check that works, yep. And then undo. I drop the opacity down to about 30%, I'd say would be the right one. And the brush that you want is probably the soft round brush, and depending on the size of your image depends on how big you want this. The first thing to do is just to start creating an outline all the way around. Alright, so now let's make this other layer invisible. There you go, you can see that I've got the basic outline there. Now we want to focus on drawing in all the points that are very, very raised, because the better job you do on this, the more realistic the 3D effect is ultimately going to be. So let's have a look at that now. Right, there we go. So what we want to do is we want to start making this progressively more darker. Remember, we're going to invert it, so the dark bits are going to become the light bits, and you want to make sure that everything has some covering, and you ideally want this to be quite smooth, not so no harsh blacks to whites, unless if it's the difference between background and foreground. So I won't bother doing the whole thing here, but let's get to a stage where we've got at least some form of depth map. There we go. Now what you may notice is that there is actually no white background here, so we're going to have to create a new layer. And with this new layer, we're going to create a rectangle, and the rectangle is going to be white in coloration. There we go. And let's draw our rectangle. I don't know what happened there. Is that a rectangle? This can be our rectangle. Right, now obviously the layers are in the wrong place, so if I put this above it, there we go. Now then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to, once you've got it right, this is very crude, this wouldn't come out very well. Remember what we're trying to achieve here is ultimately something like this. So you're going to have to do a lot of work, trying to work on shading little bits in, you're going to have to rub bits out, you're going to have to smooth things. I recommend possibly using the mixer brush, and you're just going to have to play around with it. Anyway, getting back to where we were, you're going to have your painted layer, your rectangle underneath, and we're going to highlight both of these by holding down Control, selecting both, right clicking, and going to merge layers. Merge layers. So now we've got exactly what we need. Then we can click down here and go to invert. There we go, we've got our inverted image. But obviously I'm going to work with this one here that we've got at the bottom. So in my folder here, you can see that I've got my two images. Now they're both saved as JPEG files, .jpg. This is called alien.jpg, but you can call it whatever you want. And this one has to have the same file name as that one, but with underscore depth written after it. So there you go, underscore depth. And as long as you've got these two files, alien and alien underscore depth, Facebook will do the rest of the work for you. So let's go back to Facebook. And then let's click on photo, add photos, highlight our two images, load them in. Initially it will appear as two images, but give it a second. There you go, the magic starts to happen. Please wait, we are creating your 3D photo. You know, this takes about 20 seconds. And there you go. A 3D image with no 3D skills from a Midjourney picture. Well guys, I'm not going to upload that because I don't need to, because I already have done. But thank you for tuning in today. If you liked what you saw here, please like and subscribe. If there's anything else you want to learn or know about, just give me a shout out in the comments, and if I don't know it, I will learn it for you. You know, I'm on a mission to complete Midjourney. So I'll see you all soon, and thanks a lot.